If you want to be consistent at doing positive things like exercising, studying, practicing your art, anything, but the problem here is that you just don't know how to be consistent at doing positive things. Because people keep on telling us to be consistent this, consistent that, but they never actually tell us on how to actually, like what is the practical step-by-step guide on how you can actually be consistent at doing something. Well, if that's the case for you, right, this is going to be the right video for you because this is February 11th, 2025, and this is going to be day 218 of consistently helping people build consistency. So this is I'm gonna be giving you guys this one concept, right? This one concept that can be really helpful for us to be consistent at doing something. It's the concept of consequences. If we do the things that we know that we should be doing consistently, there are going to be consequences, positive consequences, right? But also, if we don't do the thing that we know we should be doing consistently, there are also going to be consequences, negative consequences. So, for example, here's the thing. I think consequences are divided into two categories: short-term consequences and then long-term consequences. The positive, for example, right, I'm going to be talking about exercising, right? Oh yeah, by the way, this is not medical advice. This is only for educational purpose only, okay? So, let's say you exercise consistently, right? There's going to be some short-term consequence. Maybe you're going to feel, happier. Maybe you're going to I don't know, feel proud of yourself. Maybe you are gonna feel happier. Maybe you're gonna feel proud of yourself, right? But then there are also going to be the long-term consequences effect, right? So for example, the likelihood of you being healthy is gonna be higher. You're gonna, your body is going to look better and then people will compliment you for your discipline and stuff, right? Those are the positive consequences. But you also know that there are also going to be short term and long term negative consequences, right? So, for example, if you are being lazy and you don't exercise, for the short term consequences, you're gonna feeling like, oh, I don't have any self discipline. Oh yeah, I should have been doing this. Regret, right? But there are also going to be the long term consequences that I think is going to be comparatively even way worse, right? You know, there are the likelihood of us being sick and stuff is going to be higher, and then maybe like we can feel a really impactful amount of regret not doing the exercise on our maybe younger days. But the problem here is that, this long term consequences for most of us, we kind of know that it exists, but, we just kind of like think like, like the short term one, for the short term time frame of the time, I'm just kind of like don't want to exercise, and you know what, I'm still young, right? I'm just gonna be spending my time doing my scrolling social media, and then maybe I'm gonna exercise next week or maybe like next year at January 1st, and then I'm gonna change my life, blah 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 blah. We know what's going to happen, right? So here's the thing that we want to be doing. We are gonna be consciously implementing the concept of consequences here. So for the short-term consequence and the short-term positive consequence and also the short-term negative consequences. So here's the thing. We are gonna be creating a rule to ourselves. A simple rule actually, but it's going to, what do you say? Quote unquote manipulate, right? The concept of consequences in our head. So let's say we create the rule of, oh yeah, you know what? I'm not going to be opening my social media. I'm not going to be playing some games before I do my exercise every single day. Okay? So here's the thing. For the short-term consequences, if we don't do our exercise, we cannot feel the joy of opening up social media. We cannot feel the joy of playing video games, right? Which is kind of like feel kind of boring for our brain, right? So our brain is going to think like, ah, you know what? Yeah, it's kind of sucked today not to. It's kind of sucked today to do my exercise. I just want to like lay on my bed. But you know what? I cannot. If I don't do my exercise, I cannot play video games. I cannot open social media, which is comparatively even way more sucked. So you know what? Guess what? The thing that I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna be exercising, right? And then I'm gonna be playing social media and playing video games, which is also the short term, quote unquote, positive consequences, short term. Yeah, it's not necessarily positive though, but it's kind of give our brain the positive sense, the positive feelings, right? That we can play video games, that we can play social media, right? Of course, on a healthy limit, right? On a healthy limit. We don't want to just like exercise for a bit and then just play some games and then like scroll social media for hours and hours, right? So we are gonna be creating a rule for the limit. So maybe like for every 5 minutes that we spend on exercising, we are gonna be able to do the fun stuff for like 30 minutes, right? I don't know. Again, this is not a medical advice, so I don't know what's the balance ratio of how much exercise you should be doing because everyone is different, right? So please do your own research or even consult to a medical professional if you want to start a exercising routine. But the point that I'm trying to be giving you here is that we can actually use this point of consequences, this point of this manipulate this concept of consequences in order to get us do the thing that we actually kind of procrastinate to do. For this case, exercising. But also we can also use this concept in order to you know, study consistently, practice our art consistently, right? And not only that we manipulate the short-term consequences, we are also going to be using the concept of long-term consequences, both the positive ones and also the negative ones. So we constantly, on a daily basis, remind ourselves what are going to be the long-term positive consequences of exercising consistently. Oh yeah, bigger probability to be healthy on our old days. And also like feeling proud of yourself, having a good body, blah 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 blah, inspire other people. But then also we are going to be reminding ourselves on the negative spectrum. What is the thing that is going to happen? If we don't exercise consistently and just procrastinate, one is that we are going to be having a higher probability to, not be healthy, to get sick. And two, the amount of regret, right, that we're going to be having when we, you know, are are on our old days and, regret not exercise on our early younger days, it's going to be really really big. We are going to be regretting it, right? So that's how you actually use the concept of consequence in order to be consistent at the thing that you wanted to be doing. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Bye bye.